Here's how to fight in Fortnite within 5 minutes. Let's start off where a fight starts, which can be two scenarios depending on if you're playing aggressive or defensive. Let's say you're playing aggressive, most opponents box up if they get shot, and hence you have to find a way to take their walls. And the best way to take someone's box is diagonal box fighting. Supposing that the enemy's box is right here, you should make two boxes from the left side of the box. Now make sure to safely make these boxes from safe angles, as I see many try to make this and just get shot and the whole tables get turned. The reason you make such kind of boxes is to achieve the right hand peek. Fortnite basically has the character more to the left side, meaning you get a viewing advantage to the right side. You take the wall from here, and if the enemy tries to shoot you, then you could just reset and re-edit this wall. Now there are many players that disengage whenever someone approaches them. For that you just have to keep approaching them properly, as these type of players are usually not that good, so they will definitely crack in the fight and you can finish them off. Switching to the other side, there is the aspect of playing defensive, where you are getting pushed, and now in this case the best defense is a good offense. If you notice the gameplay of almost any pro, whenever they are getting pushed and they are on the defense, you will actually notice the fact that most pros almost never seem on the defense. Even when they are getting aggressed on, they are always looking for opportunities and safe angles that they can use and get counter shots on the opponent to flip the fight. You must understand that any player who gets a big shot land on him stutters or panics for at least a second, which is a big enough time window for you to take advantage of. If you don't think this is enough time, then imagine having 1000 ping. That is basically 1000 ms or 1 second. Always look for opportunities in each fight. Now there is a really important point of being more reactionary. A ton of players, which might also include you, have a predetermined set of moves or a move that they do in a certain similar situation. Here are some basic predetermined mistakes that you might make. These are really important, so listen closely and keep them in mind. Whenever someone jumps in front of your wall as such, don't just make a white edit or a peanut butter edit as soon as he lands on the stair. You could rather make a peanut butter edit and place a cone above the opponent, which usually makes them panic, and you could shoot or try to box them up whenever they try to disengage. Pros such as Peterbot get so many kills from just jumping in front of their opponent's box and bait them, and they end up killing them instead. Whenever you are in the box and the opponent is holding his shotgun out and waiting for you to make an edit, then you could make a bait edit like this, which usually makes the opponent shoot the shot and break the wall, which gives you a free shot on them. If someone is blindly SMG spraying you and getting inside your wall, then you could go for a pre-fire and instantly edit the cone in your box as such to be safe, even if he does come through the wall. Always make sure to have cones in your boxes whenever you fight. If our opponent has to reload or doesn't have his gun loaded when he pushes you, then he usually will try to disengage a bit, for which if you see them turn like this, then you could easily box them. Whenever you try to take someone's wall, it is always better if you use your AR or SMG to apply pressure and damage the wall instead of using your pickaxe, which is better because it is safer. There is a general rule of never double swinging your pickaxe, as it is always predictable and the opponent tries to shoot you at the moment of the swing. You could possibly hold your stare down a player's box whenever you are taking it from above, as even if they try to counter damage, they'll have a stare placed in their face, in which situation it leaves them with 3 ways to escape. Having visualized sound effects always on makes it so much easier to predict where the opponent will disengage to, as you can place your own builds before they place theirs. Whenever you are disengaging from your box, always make sure to place the roof and cones before you go out, which will help you avoid getting boxed unless the opponent pre-places them, for which you just have to go the opposite side or place another stair like this and make another box. Always be mobile, never be stationary. What I mean by this is always looking for more shots and always have more space in which you can disengage, like I referred to before. If you are in an end game with a huge amount of players, then you should just assume that there are many players hiding in almost every cone, so never run over random cones. Never run into boxes blindly with SMGs. Do it only if the enemy is truly one shot. Now box fighting is only one aspect of fighting as a whole. The other aspect is build fighting. Players do not always box up and sit. There are always types of players that start cranking and like to sit at least 3 floors higher than their opponents, or else they feel scared for their life. Don't be afraid of breaking builds and killing players, because most of them deserve it. Try to bait breaking the builds if they aren't too high. Whenever trying to take height, make sure to use triple edits instead of double edits whenever the enemy is close and above you. This will make sure you don't get blocked with a wall in your face. Whenever triple editing, make sure to try to place the wall as soon as possible. You could place a floor and a cone, edit the floor like this, place the wall and edit the cone and the wall. The next thing is to try to always incorporate cone slides. If you didn't know, you could look right below an enemy's box and slide your own cone in their box. This is harder to do in the beginning, but gets easier if you have the practice and know exactly where to look. Whenever build fighting, it is super important to be unpredictable, especially when when 99% of Fortnite players are almost always predictable. Most players keep double or triple editing or just keep making infinite 90s, which just isn't super predictable but also wastes a lot of mats. Positioning in build fighting is super important. This could be using the right hand peek or peeker's advantage whenever you can. This could also be positioning yourself in the opposite position to the third party so you don't get double pressured. Try to incorporate window edits into your piece control gallery as much as you can. Make sure to avoid the middle window edit as it is too wide, but on the other hand, right and left window edits are some of the smallest edits and makes them super useful when trying to get a right hand peek and placing builds into the enemy's box in case you took their wall. Another major part of fighting is phasing. So here are some of the most useful ones I know of. Placing a stair behind you and jump towards the box while pickaxing the box. You should touch the wall as soon as your pickaxe touches the wall. This definitely should be done when the enemy least expects it. A counter is, if you see this happening to you, is to always have a cone in your box and edit it as such. Having a cone edited like this above the enemy's roof and pickaxing it right from here will allow you to phase right through. This is easy yet very risky and should be only done as fast as possible. Always make sure to have your shotgun ready if you manage to get edited down. If you get good enough ping, then hitting the last pickaxe on a wall and placing a build simultaneously will allow you to get a build through the enemy's wall in case if he doesn't have a cone in his box. Always try to use high walls, which as the name suggests are walls placed high. This allows you to have a bigger reach and block people off more easily. A bonus tip is to always 1v1 or box fight players that are better than you or friends that are better than you. You might feel depressed whenever you get demolished by your friend, but trust me, playing with and knowing how good a good player plays firsthand helps you improve way faster. If this video gave you any value, then you using code energy will truly be amazing. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one.